Hello. Been a long time. This is the mysterious episode 21, although I've named it episode 20 because episode 20 happened and vanished, got deleted. But we're back. We're back and hopefully back to regular streaming. This mic seems like it's a little hot. Hi from Jerusalem. What's up? Martzatip? Forgive me for that. How's everybody doing? I'm Matthew, aka EZBOT, and this is Elektron Talk, episode 20. And today we're gonna do some sampling. We're gonna sample some Mosh. Hello. We're gonna sample the Moog Mavis that's in this modular system you can see here, and we'll switch over to a camera where you can see that. And we're gonna sample a little bit of the OP-1. That's that sound right there. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about this Octatrack solo template that I like to use, that I have been using, and that's what I have loaded up in my Octatrack. But before we get into that, I kind of want to talk about, I made this post on YouTube about my Christmas list for the Octatrack. And the amount of responses that I got was crazy. 34 comments, and everybody had something different that they would really like to see coming from Elektron for the Octatrack, and I hope that Elektron saw that post. If not, maybe I'll just send it over to him. Because most of the things that people wanted were stuff I think that they could fit into the OS. And I would really love to see it. There's too many of them for us to name, but I do recommend you go ahead and check that post out. It's a fun read just to see all the stuff that people would like to see in their Octatrack. All right, I'm gonna switch the camera over. Here we go. Just the Octatrack here. You didn't hear the OP-1. Do you hear this though? Hopefully you can hear that Octatrack. Let's just double check. Where's the oh, you heard that. Okay. But you didn't hear this? Aha. Yes. Yes, Octatrack. Yes, OP-1. Okay, y'all hear it. Okay, I think what was happening is I have the audio ducking. So it'll duck when I talk, and I was hitting the buttons at the same time because it's Elektron Talk. So we got to hear the dialogue that's happening. What's up, everybody? There's so many folks in here. It's a nice Sunday afternoon here in Washington State. It is actually snowing outside. I know you can't see that through my window, but it's about 34 degrees out and a mixture of rain and snow. My least favorite mixture. It's either going to snow or rain. I don't know, just pick one. Or just snow and don't rain. And also don't stick. That would be really nice. My car sucks in the snow. All right. Yeah, it's been about 2 months since I've done an Elektron Talk. I have done a few upgrades in my studio. I did one in particular that I'm very pleased with. I'm quite proud of. So check this out. I can now move this camera live. Oh snap. Here we are over at the Moog Mavis. So I can just scoot my chair along and absolutely love this. Of course it's a little harder to see me, but we're only here for a moment while we pick up some sounds. So let's just talk about this real quick. Right now what I got in this 104 7U system is the Moog Mavis, and I don't know if you saw this, but they released new knobs for the Moog machines that have these tiny knobs. So we're talking Subharmonicon, DFAM, and Mother 32, and also the Mavis. you can now get these knob replacements. They have them at Patchworks, or they have them probably everywhere, but you should buy them from Patchworks because that's where I work. So go over to Patchworks, pick them up. I picked up a pair. They're not cheap. They're like 30 something bucks. It's kind of whack. But if you love your Moog instruments, you're really going to enjoy having them on there. I don't have them yet, so I wish I could show it to you. I'll pick them up when I head into work on a Monday or Tuesday. Okay, so what I have going on in this system is the Moog Mavis. I have it running into this Arcus Audio buffered mult. So I have multiple signals of the Mavis's audio signal spread out through this system. So if I want to process it with the filter bank and the vocoder here, or if I want to process it with other modules, I'm not going to scoot it over too much further because it gets harder, but there is a Mimiophone and a Desmodus Versio that is also running into it. Let me show you what this patch sounds like so far. So we're going to sample this into the Octatrack. That is the plan here. I could give it some distortion and then we can kind of get some like acid sounds out of this. Anyway, I love the Mavis. It's like my favorite Eurorack module now because it just sounds so good. It's so easy to work with. So what I'm doing, how we're going to be doing the sampling is, to answer your question, Julian, is we're going to sample onto some flex tracks. You don't have to sample onto flex tracks. There's like some noise that I'm getting from my Eurorack system right now. I'm pretty sure it's coming from Mimiophone, which is just like a classic for making noise, which is such a bummer. I think, honestly, and this is, EZBOT stuff talking, not synth shop related, but my new favorite delay module is probably the Nautilus by Qubit. It's just got so many different sounds, and I do plan on picking one of those up. Of course, I could be using the Eurobro here, but I like to use it as a utility. So right now I'm like switching over between distortion and clean channel. But let's sample this patch I have going on. This is what it sounds like with the drums I have in the Octatrack, which is some really simple drums. I think it sounds so good. Modular just sounds so good. All right, let's switch back over to the Octatrack view. Cool. Let's do some sampling. All right, so I'm gonna sample this on track 4, I think. So I'm going to go into my record setup and let's set it up for this. It's already got an assigned buffer to it, and because this is the template that I've made, so it has a lot of choices already made for you, including some built-in effects like low pass, high pass. It's supposed to be like a band pass, but it's more like a dual peak filter. Tape stop. Echo freeze. Daft Punk effect. Yeah. Reverse. And then this is your full resample track. Okay, so let's do some sampling. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the track level up to 127 because I want to get the exact audio to what I'm used to getting. All your bass. Wow, that's a really nice comment. Thank you for that. Yeah, let's do the sampling here. All right, so let's set it up. So I want to record, I think 4 bars of this. Maybe I'll tweak a parameter over here while I'm recording it, because just to give it some animation. And I'm going to record into inputs A and B, because that's where the modular is coming from. I'm using this cute little summing mixer right here. Check it out. By Donner, which Donner makes some affordable and decent hardware. I actually really like this little mixer. It's perfect for just summing some stuff on the desktop. I have the TX6, but it's like, I kind of want that to be mobile. This is not mobile. This is going to just stay on the desktop. So if you want to check these out, they have them on Amazon for like 40 bucks or something. Pretty cool. Or don't support Jeff Bezos, whatever you want to do. All right, so let's get back to sampling here. So I am going to set it up to quantize record to the pattern length here in rec edit 2. So function rec 2, go in here. And the reason why I want it to quantize the pattern length is because I'm just going to hit this button and let it sample when the pattern starts over. So I'll go. It's going to wait 64 steps. Here it goes. Okay, cool. So we got our audio. So technically I could just turn off the modular now. Let's bring it down because it's got some weird noise in it. Let's just put down a trigger. Right now it's set at 16 steps. We could do more than that. There's our recording. Let's remove this step and make this 64 steps long so we get all that stuff. Sounds perfect. Cool, so I kind of want to get like some like ambiance sounds with it. I'm going to use the same patch, but I'm going to adjust this sequencer and I'm going to run it through the mimeophone and some reverb and just get like some strange stuff which will filter down in the Octatrack. We'll record that on track 5. See if I already have that set up. I do. Cool, so we're good to go for that. So let's turn this back up and change this sequence. We'll let them play over each other. That sounds kind of cool right there, actually. So I'm playing with the Mavis right now. I can move this back over so you can see it. Okay, we're gonna sample that. Here it goes. Have a sip of coffee while we're at it. All right, let's turn that modular down. Cool, so we got 2 things so far. I actually have some stuff in here. I was playing with this last night and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stream tomorrow. And today is tomorrow. That was yesterday. Yes, it does, because the microphone is attached to the camera mount. So wherever the camera is, the microphone is, and the microphone has some pretty significant ducking. You know, I could turn some of that ducking down. Maybe we don't need it to be so strong. I've just wanted everyone to like really be able to hear my voice. And yeah, I'll bring this ratio down so it's not so strong. Let's see. Let's check it out. Let's see what you think. And it's still ducking quite a bit still, but maybe less ducking. Here we go. I think that should be, oh, that's quite a bit better, I think. Oh, Eric Klein, you are not interrupting. This, I love any input I can get from anyone. I'm just here in my music studio hanging out Sunday morning, afternoon, Sunday morning. Yeah, that is a good track name. Today is Tomorrow. It makes me think of the Tom Cruise movie, which is Edge of Tomorrow, which originally was called All You Need Is Kill. That is a really, I'm a sci-fi geek. I also do really like Tom Cruise, and I'm glad he's not aging and he's immortal, so he can continue to make the same movie over and over again. You read the book? Cool. The manga, right? Live, Die, Repeat? Yeah, cool. I think it was called All You Need Is Kill, the original manga. Yeah, Live, Die, Repeat. So good. Ah, it's so good. I think they're making a sequel. I'm excited about that. The novel. Okay. Wow, I'm getting warm. Hang on a second. I was chilly before I started. Oh, yeah. You know what I really like, and I've been thinking about this, because I really prefer to do most of my music production on the Digitact for a number of reasons. There's so many different reasons why it's so much easier to write music on all the Digiboxes versus the Octatrack. But the thing I love about the Octatrack that's just unbeatable from all the other devices, besides, Crossfader, and there's a whole bunch of stuff, but this one particular point is that I can sample forever. I can sample in stereo, and I can sample as much and basically as long as I want. I don't really need to sample like 5 minutes of audio. I just need 10, 15 seconds. But I don't have to worry about running out of storage. I'm like at the point now on my Digitact where I feel like I can't keep sampling. Like I don't want to sample into my Digitact, and I don't want to purge the samples I have in there because they're related to songs that I want to keep playing at shows. And I've been kind of playing the same music at shows lately. And that's just because I haven't put the time in to write that much new music as of late. And I would like to get back to that. And I do plan on doing that. But I kind of feel inspired to do like an Octatrack only set. So just like building out tracks, sampling my modular, and then maybe for like an auxiliary synth. Because you don't want to play a show. I mean, you can. But I wouldn't want to play with just my Octatrack. I would like something I can do some like synthesis improvisation on. And I think like the Lyra 8 would be a really good one for that, because it doesn't matter if it's going out of tune or like going out of key or whatever, because you could just like manually dial it in, and it just sounds so intentional because of the modulation and the delay, the hyper LFO and the delay that it has. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. I can build out like a couple of tracks from sampling this system here. And it's got a vocoder in it too, so I'm gonna get some vocals in here eventually. Maybe now, maybe during the stream. I don't know. I don't like how noisy the system is. That's one of my complaints with Modular. I just like can't seem to avoid getting a noisy case or not. I do know that you always want to use balanced cables with IntelliGel 104 cases or just IntelliGel cases, and I can't right now because this little mixer doesn't do balanced inputs. At least I don't think it does. So that's partly why I'm having a little bit of noise. I can't really avoid it. Richard Braun, what's up? Noise, you know all about that noise. What was that thing? That what is that? A medical grade power conditioner? They're like $700. That was the idea. That's one way to help eliminate your noise. I think you can even buy them off Amazon or something. They are $700. So if you're having bad electrical stuff in your house, like Richard does, Richard's a mastering engineer. Richard is the mastering engineer for the EZBOT compilations. And right now, I've extended the EZBOT compilation, which is Synthwave, till the end of this month. I don't plan on extending it again, so I need to get my button gear and finish my track because it's not fair that I keep extending it. So I think one extension's enough. We almost always extend it. But he's the engineer that will be mastering your tracks if you join in on the compilation. So you can say thank you to Richard for doing it for so incredibly cheap. All right, let's get back to some sampling. All right, so we have this crazy noise or this synth patch. What I really like about it is that it's in stereo, and we were using a bunch of stereo effects in the modular system. So we have some cool ambiance, and we can use the LFOs. Right now we're using one of the, or two of the LFOs. At least I thought. Okay, yeah, I know what I need to do. Let's use LFO 2 to adjust maybe the bass here, just really mildly. Sounds like too much. Just make it go really slow. I also want to know how this sounds repitched. Oh, wait a second. Let's go over here, mess with this a little bit. Make sure time stretch is on. It is. This LFO is really doing a lot of work. What? What is that? I use that filter that way, maybe we use 2 filters, actually. Let's go to filter 2 and clear that. Let's go over here, go over to our LFO. Maybe we go to filter 3 and use this. This one we were using as a ducking filter. Actually kind of like that. OP-1, the OP-1 field just sounds so much better than the original OP-1. Hospital grade isolation transformer. That's the name of a track. Your TD3 has bad noise, can't be surprised for $100. Yeah, 100%, dude. There's a short doc on YouTube about hi-fi nerd in Japan who paid for an upgraded connection to the electric grid. What? There's actually, there used to be an Octatrack for sale on Reverb that had upgraded digital audio converters and I think a noise, some sort of noise suppressor in it. It was going for like $10,000. It looked totally insane. Isaac Anthony, what's up? What's up? All these folks I haven't seen in so long. There's a short doc on YouTube about hi-fi. Oh yeah, okay. I keep telling my landlord friend to get battery backup solar for his house. I would love that. Failing to overdub with flex tracks always after recording starts previous playback. Yeah, because you can't do that. Let's talk about this for 1 second, Mike. Let's clear this up in case anyone else has got the same thing. You cannot do overdub recordings on a flex track. You can only do overdub recordings on a pickup machine. To do overdub style recordings on the Octatrack with flex tracks requires more than one flex track. So you got to think, it's not going, if you start a recording, it does erase the buffer, right? Only do pickup machines let you stack on top of the buffer and keep adding audio to it. So that's going to be why you can't do it. You'll never be able to do it. There is just an easy way to just do recordings. Like you could go to your master track and just, set up your record buffer that's on track 8, whether it's a master track or not. And, just set it up to record and then record it. And when you're done recording, go to Rec 3 and hit edit this recording. And if you had recorded something, it'll be there. And you can kind of use this as a way to create, not overdubs, but just like grab snapshots of audio, as long as you want it to be recorded for. You could do it for 8 bars or 16 bars, depending on how you set up your record menu here. Or you could just have it do freeform, or you could use the hold function, which is one of my favorite ways, is just hold it down and just grab a snippet of audio, which I'll probably be doing with OP-1 here. But yeah, you can't do that. I'm sorry. Oh, let me keep checking in with these folks. My 120-year-old house adds character to all my tracks. Yeah, I believe that. Be careful, might become to collect royalties. I've been trying really diligently to get my kicks from my drum machine through my Octatrack into my DAW at -6 dB to balance the mix from there. It's a task. It does sound like a task. You know, I really do like, I love sampling, and that's why I love the Octatrack and the Digitact and the M8 and all the samplers. I love sampling. If it samples, it's awesome to me because I just think that's super fun. But when it comes to like percussion, I do find that just getting some really good like one-shot samples off of the internet goes really far. It's just so useful to just have that stuff already just mixed so nice. And really all you're doing is playing with like a little bit of EQing it to fit your mix and playing with the volume. I just find that really helpful. Troy, what's up, Troy? Hey Matt, good to see you. Live streams are back. It's Monday morning and I have to go to work. Wish you could hang out. Yeah, I know. I typically do this in the evening when I was doing it regularly, but today we're doing it early because this is when I had the energy and the time. Tuning in, scrubbing to catch up. It's cool to see the stage of the process, sampling track buildings. Always, I'm curious to figure out how close I can come to it on the Digitact for now. Oh, that's right, human program. Always working to make the Digitact, the digiboxes into an Octatrack thing of some sort. I feel you. I feel you. I like what you're doing. I like your stuff you're making. By the way, I've checked out your channel. Mike Morton, overdub seems to not be an option. Yes. Jesse Hooms, what's up? What's up, Jesse? Haven't seen you in a week. Good to catch up on a stream. Yes, it's good to do it. Yeah, let's keep doing it. It's so nice for me to chat with everybody and hang out. We can do this all the time. If you want to join the EZBOT Discord, there'll be a link in the comments, but there's a link in all the comments, top of the comments on every video on the YouTube channel. So if you want to come and hang out, we got like a lot of folks in there that love to play with this stuff and have a good clean conversation. This sounds kind of crazy. I feel like I need something else. What I've been doing with the OP-1 here is I'll go into this sequencer here, the grid sequencer, and right now I have like a minor 7 chord, and I can just grab different synth engines. Not that one. I could hear that clipping a little bit. Well, anyway, we're not going to use that. I'm looking for like a droney. This one might sound nice. It sounds good though, OP-1 field sounds. This is crazy to me. Using the new velocity update. Have you guys checked this out? They added velocity to the OP-1 using the gyroscope in it somehow. So like really quiet. Pretty wild they were able to pull that off. You're adapting the OT template on the machine drum. Cool. Thank you for all the insights. You're welcome. Yeah, no problem. And you're welcome. What's up, Stefano? Human program. You're welcome, dude. No problemos. Got to go. Thanks for the tutorials. You got it. You got it. Can you use parts to set all your tracks in reverse? You could. Yeah, for sure. You'd be using up one of your parts, though. Do you want a part that just reverses all? Well, what's your goal with that? Because you could just use a scene to set up all your tracks in reverse. You don't need to use your parts. You know what I mean? That might be easier. And if you had all your tracks reversed, you could just do this. So like if I go right here, if I hit yes and it arms my recorder, we're recording everything onto the master right now. So we have that all recorded. If I go over to this scene, we're in that recording, but here's reverse too. So that's all of the tracks in reverse. You don't need to use any parts for that. Find a sound that I actually like. I kind of like that. I made a patch that I liked. Or maybe it's not in here. All right, I'll just record it live. Let's see. Let's go to track 6, set this one up. I want... Okay, it's already set up. That's cool. That's cool with me. All right. we like this kick? vibing on it a little bit now. Do we have something on here? That's our bass line. Let's see how that sounds in reverse. I might like that better. Save it. Let's save our parts. Save our project. So I filled up all my tracks, right? Yeah. Oh wait, yeah. So I filled up all my tracks now. You only get 6 tracks with the way I have it set up, right? We have a master track and then we have a resample track, which lets us do all sorts of effects. But it also gives us a easy, fast bounce down that's always ready. We can't hear it, but we know that it exists. So if I hit yes and just let this play out. No, actually, let's do it again. I want this to be audible. Okay, cool. Okay, so now we have a bounce down. I'm gonna save this recording. We'll call it bounce. Bounce. Biggity bounce with it. Bounce 1. All right, I don't want to assign it to anything. Okay. We have our first bounce down. So now we can actually start layering. So let's do some layering. Like we have this cool. I think this is cool. I do like this kind of electronic music. Let's do it. Let's see what it sounds like to perform it. Yeah, we'll start off like this. Like this. That one needs, that can't work that way. It's like, gotta be like, so we go like, this one, we have the volume down, unmute, and we go. Yeah, that's it. We're going to pattern 2. Nothing on pattern 2. We're going to, we have the bounce down, we have the kick included in the bounce down, which means we can't take the kick out in the next version. And for this kind of music, being able to take the kick out is kind of important. So maybe we actually want to redo our bounce down with the kick excluded. Yeah, we'll exclude the drums. So we'll just bounce that down. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, so arm it. Let's grab 4 bars of this. While it's doing that, I'll check in with the chat. All right, we got our bounce down. Let's see what y'all are talking about. Don't use a channel for flex buffer replay, so I have to use parts instead. Okay. I can hear that. I hear it. Turn that down. Okay, sorry, I was trying to eliminate a high-pitched noise. I hear high frequencies like extremely well because I have a bit of a hearing disorder called hyperacusis, and it lets me hear high-frequency content like nobody's business. Just want to share that I bought my Octatrack 3 weeks ago, and I'm living on your videos. They help tremendously. Okay, cool. I'm glad I was able to help. Being helpful to the community is number one. There's no doubt. My whole platform is built on just trying to be useful in some way. Yeah, the Elektron community is definitely my favorite. It's definitely a lot friendlier than the Eurorack community. Even though they're kind of the same, but there's some people that are just strictly Eurorack, and they can be a little harder. If you hit function plus record 3, you can save all the buffers. Yep, that's right. Been playing live twice with the machine, want to perform with the program with Elektron, but playing 2 hours set looks like very difficult. You don't play 2-hour sets? That is a really long set to play with live hardware. Not that it can't be done, and people do it. Especially there's this DJ, Jonathan Peters. It's a dude I know. Not sure if anyone else does, but he plays with 2 Octatracks. He plays sets that are like 6 hours long with 2 Octatracks. He is DJing with them. One for effects, one for playing stems. Which is really cool. But typically when I play a hardware set, I'm playing for about 45 minutes. I can play for an hour, that's fine. It all depends on how much music you've made. That brings up another point. Having your tracks saved into the same project is really helpful because the Octatrack turns all the audio off, right? It goes silent when you switch projects, which nobody likes, right? Nobody wants silence. We expect there to be no silence at an electronic music show versus like a band playing. There might be like a break in between where people are cheering and you hear people tuning their guitars. Like that's how it would be when I played shows with bands. Maybe you've done 120. How do you work with 128 sample limitation with no polyphony? You're so frustrated. Well, my friend, this is not the machine for doing that. That's just the way it is. But there's no way around the polyphony. That's just the way it is. You're just gonna have to get a synthesizer. That's why it's so great. It's a built-in mixer. So you can just mix, we have the OP-1 running into the Octatrack. That's no problem at all. So yeah, just using the Octatrack as like your ultimate groove box, I don't think you're going to be super stoked doing that. You're like, it's an older device. I think you're looking more at like MPC-1 or MPC Live or whatever, or the Machine Plus. It can do that. Deluge can do that. Polyend Play can kind of do that. No, it doesn't have polyphony. What can? There's some other boxes that can do everything, including polyphony. But none of them do what this does, building your own effects and all that. So yeah, I think you're kind of just stuck right there. What else? One song per bank, 10-minute jams. That's not a bad idea. So here's how I look at it. You either, once you've mastered your understanding of parts on the Octatrack, and it's really just so simple. It really is. I know like it confuses people because it just is a weird idea, but it's really pretty basic. It's the same as the analog force, the same as the analog rhythm, and it's the same as a lot of other drum machines that use kits. So a part is just a kit. You have 4 different kits you can use, and your different kits are, can be different machines that you have set up on the Octatrack. So one of your kits could have pickup machines and flex tracks, and another kit has all flex tracks and all the effects predefined by you. And that's really it. And the kit also houses the data for what's the default sample on the track and what's the default settings in these settings menus, both setting 1 and setting 2. And that's all parts do. So and the reason I talk about that is because you're talking about 1 song per bank. And for me, I think you could do 1 song per bank. That's not a problem, because then you get, your 4 parts and you have 16 patterns that you can work with. Or you could also, I guess if you're just using the Octatrack, you might want to do 1 song per bank. That is a really good workflow, I'm not gonna lie. But you could also do 1 song per part is another way of looking at it. And then just have like a lot of things bounce down already. And then you're using a bunch of patterns. So like 4 patterns per part. And then you get 4 songs per bank. And that would be an easy way to stay organized, but you would be working within a lot of limitations. So right now I'm still on part 1, and I'm probably gonna stay on part 1 for this next part of the song. We do have our bounce down, so let's go over to this next track here. I'm gonna put the bounce down on track 5. So here's where things get a little tricky with the Elektron boxes. Now we have to choose to load up a sample here. So let's go in here and find my recording, which would be in this project, because I have it set up so that all of my samples get saved to my project, because I don't want them like flooding the audio folder, which is where I keep like my samples that I load into my Octatrack, so that keep things organized. But it does mean that I have to go and find my project. You can see I do a lot of online lessons, so there's just like lots of names of people that I've worked with. ET 2022, I think that's the one. Let's see. Bounce 1. Oh yeah, we haven't saved it yet. Okay, well let's go save it real quick. That is the right folder though, so we're in the right place. Let's go function rec 3. Save this recording. Call it bounce 2, I guess. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back over here. We're on pattern 2, and I'm gonna have this trigger. Oh wait, first we gotta load that sample into the buffer. Bounce 2, cool. So now I'm gonna have this one select bounce 2. But it has all of these crazy filter settings on it. So I also have to undo those settings just on this trigger. So this is where it gets kind of whack working with the Elektron box, or working with the Octatrack versus like the Dig Attack, which gives you a new part per pattern. It makes it really easy. I could technically just duplicate this part. Maybe I should. Maybe we will do 4 parts for a song, or 4 patterns, and each part has a pattern and they're 4 patterns long. I don't know. I don't have like a perfect science for this part of music production with the Octatrack, because it's just different based on whatever you're doing. So it's like there's no like right way to do it. Let's see, we could copy this part, go over to part 2 and paste it. And now I'll select part 2 for this pattern, but I also want to clear out all these settings and these LFO settings, so. Is it reversed? Yeah. And it's pitched up. Okay, so here's our bounce down. We could bring these drums back in too. If there was drums to bring. Oh yeah, because it's a new pattern, so there's no drums. So let's put some new drums in here. Play with this a little bit. Make this one longer. We're not hearing all this stuff. Okay, but now we have another track here. Let's just clear all this stuff out from this part. And we have track 4 as well. Let's see what happens. Let's slice it up. Slice on audio editor. Just check out 16 slices for now. Okay. What is happening here? I thought I put... We want this set to bounce too. Yes. Oh, okay, that's why. All right. Duh, 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 duh. Yes, let's have this part use bounce too and slice that up. That's the problem here. Okay. Kind of like that slice right there. Make it not so long, maybe. Do I want maybe to change it to slice to length of time? So sick. Okay, cool. Where is that? What is still playing that? Okay, we don't have a trigger on that. No triggers. Oh, it's from this one. We have a loop turned on. I don't want no loops on. Yes. Let's see what happens when we play this. Okay, let's grab something. What are we doing here? Okay, we're using that. We're not using this. So let's clear it out. Let's record something. Oops. I think that'll work. Okay. Oh, right. Right. Wait, did I save that baseline recording? Do I have to re-record the baseline now? All right. Tweaking the Mavis. I have to re-record that. Whoops. Just slammed the microphone. All right, what's going on? Michael Rasmussen, what's up? Been a long time. Good to see you. Isaac finally decided to put the TR-8S on track 1 through MC707 on track 5. How you liking that MC707? That's my dog. That's my dog, my doji. Thanks for the feedback. Right now, performance of the machine, but it's a bit not stable. I need to switch. Dig attack to rhythm. Yeah. I feel ya. Let's see here. Wait a second. Oh, that's why I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it, but I need to. Put some swing on it. Five seems like a sweet spot. Unfortunate we lost our baseline. And the reason we lost our baseline is because the method that we're using, you have to save your samples. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about this, having these all have flex tracks is maybe not as effective as using static machines for this workflow, because if I kept it as static machines, I wouldn't have to worry about the saving of the recordings as much, because it would force me to save the recordings before I could even listen back to them. So that might actually be helpful to preventing me from doing what happened now, which was I didn't save the baseline from the very first pattern and now it's gone. Even though it is saved into this like mix down that we did, but essentially it's gone. There's no getting it back because it's on a modular system. So that's just something to think about. Someone mentioned a Siren giveaway. Well, look what I have right here. A brand spanking new Siren oscillator. Yep, there will be a giveaway. I will be doing the giveaway. I've never done a giveaway on this channel. It's a very YouTuber thing to do, and I just run this whole thing right out of my apartment, so it feels weird doing something like that from here. But it's easier for Patchworks. We do it all the time, but I've never done it. But yeah, I'm going to be giving away a Siren, 100% full-on giveaway. I haven't decided how I'm going to do it. Probably do some sort of raffle. I do know how to set up an online raffle to make it easy. And add a graph. What's up? Yeah, that's a good idea. The first template I released, or 1.0 version of this, the solo template, was all static machines. And the idea was you just record it and save it on the static machines and move on. And that, I switched to the flex tracks with the recording buffers because everybody wants to listen back to their recordings immediately. And just because it makes sense, especially if somebody who's new to the Octatrack, it's going to be a harder workflow not hearing what you've recorded right away. So, I don't know. Maybe I need to find a balance between the two. I'm also working on another template. I'm working on the techno template, which is going to have, again, much like performance template 2.2, it's going to have 64 effects, a master recorder. It's going to have all the things that I consider essentials for live performance, but the recordings are going to allow for you to do up to 8 bars of recording. And also the effects are all going to be EZBOT. The effects are all going to be much more geared towards techno, of course. So lots and lots of filters. I'm just going to have tons of filters, tons of delays, tons of reverb, chorus, and phaser. And less of the weirder stuff that I have implemented in the performance template, which has like the remix version, then it has garage, then it has techno, and it has explorer, which is my favorite. But it has like a bunch of like stuff that's better for ambient and IDM type sounds or performances. This is not going to have those effects because they're not as useful for techno. Like a lot of stutter effects in techno don't sound this good. They sound too crazy. And techno is really about, at least from my experience now, after playing it for a couple of years now, is more for, you just want to do like slower adjustments and have things that are creating buildups. And it's the turnaround for effects is a lot longer. So like effects want to happen longer. And with the template that I have, for instance, this effect here, like this freeze right there, that's not as useful in a techno performance, I think. It sounds great in any electronic performance. I mean, it's fine, but this is a good one for techno for a build-up. But really, it'll have more of these kind of like these filters. Stuff like that. Lots of just cool filters with LFOs modulating it. That's the idea. Consider explaining to viewers that you will not contact them in the comments. Scammers are prolific in that realm. Good call. Thank you. Just assign slots to the flex tracks because static tracks are kind of limited in their mangling ability. Why don't you just assign slots to the flex tracks? What do you mean? I do want to understand what you mean by assigning slots to the flex tracks. You mean use the slots keyboard layout on my flex tracks? I still need to save the recordings. The whole argument I was making is flex tracks don't force you to save a recording. A static track forces you to save a recording because it can't play back recording buffers. The flex tracks can play back recording buffers, so you might record something, do all sorts of stuff on your Octatrack and then record over it on accident without saving it. That's my issue, is not losing my progress. And static tracks kind of help you not lose your progress because it forces you into a box. Yeah. Going for your first modular filters. Any suggestions? Oh, that's a good question. Check out the Jove filter. I think it's the Jupiter 8 filter. I might be totally off, but I believe it's called Jove. Another filter I really like, I do like the MCFX2 by ALM, although it's highly resonant. It's so resonant that I find it sometimes a little hard to use, because I'm like, I don't want to give it just like a tiny turn of resonance. I'd rather be able to turn the knob, you know, halfway and have it be still usable, but it's so incredibly resonant. Another good one, so one of my favorite filters is the Rossum Evolution, and it's a ladder filter with a Q compensation. So the problem with like ladder filters, right, is often you turn up the resonance, which is an emphasizes the cutoff point of your filter. That's what Q does, or resonance does. This, usually when it does that in a ladder filter, it reduces the volume so that it doesn't get really loud because of that emphasizing of the cutoff point. With Q compensation, you can actually dial in how much volume it reduces or amplify the volume so that you can use it just like you would any other filter that you kind of expect to use nowadays. So it's like a Moog filter that also can distort and get really resonant. So it's kind of like the Mavis. The Mavis filter on here is a ladder filter, the classic Moog filter, but when you turn up the resonance on the Mavis, it doesn't distort. The volume drops significantly. So you get the timbre you want, but then you have to play with your VCA, and typically we have our VCA on like these modules, like in our Eurorack. We probably have them turned up all the way, often, because you're just like, I'm using it as a volume pot rather than using it as a part of your patch. And we have to run it through a distortion or something if you want to get like an acid sound or some sort of emphasis with the resonance that doesn't remove your volume. Yeah, dual filters are really cool. I like dual filters a lot. Yes, the Jove filter. Okay, cool. I'm right about that. The Jove filter is awesome. Really like that filter. The system by System 80, right? I think that's what it's called. I really like that one. I meant sample slots. Just think about the problem, because by default the flex tracks are assigned to the recording buffers, but if you switch them to sample slots, then maybe. Like then maybe. Like that part. Yeah, then maybe. It's possible. Yeah, maybe you wouldn't forget to save them. That might be a good workflow. I'll have to explore that. For the most part, when I'm using my OT, I am typically using it as a performance mixer with all my other pieces of gear that I have, and less doing this interesting workflow. I'm gonna try something here. Actually kind of liked it all pitched down like that. Sounds nice. You know what does a really good pitch down? Is the OP-1, which we don't have any volume coming from right now. Oh, got some crazy stuff going on here. Let me see. Listen to that stereo audio. You can hear that in your right ear. Maybe a little two-panned, I would say. Okay, we're on pattern 2. Okay, let's go to a new bank. Let's go to bank 2, pattern 1. Let's go back over here. Actually like that. That feedback sound is mimeophone, because I'm doing some modulation to it because I want some like gritty industrial sounds, and mimeophone does that pretty well. It also introduces noise into your mix pretty well too, which we really love. But we already talked about that. The Modular is back. What's up, Eric? Circo's here. Bought an Octa days back and it came with the B button failing because of a manufacturer. I finally bought another one and it came with the headphone knob wobbly. I bought a couple Octatracks myself, I'm not gonna lie. I have 2 of them. Unfortunately, the 2 I have are pretty mint. There's nothing wrong with them. The screens, even with the screensaver that they have, will still get burn in. That's the problem. That's a problem. Yeah, let's see. Okay, let's record that. I just love the sound of the Mavis. Okay, let's record that. We'll do that on 5. So, hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Chord length max? I don't think so. There we go. Let's hear how that sounds. Let's turn that off now. It's already pre-sliced for us. Let's turn slice on, see what happens here. Maybe we'll just do some random slice assignments. Works better this way. we don't want that number 9 snare. Maybe I get another sound from here. Let's save our... We have it over here, right? Let's go ahead and just save this recording. Save this recording. Save as... Yeah, we're not going to name it. Assign to self. Okay, cool. Now we don't have to worry about anything. We can just move on. Let's get another recording. That's kind of a fun little sound there. I think if you turn the brightness down, I have the brightness all the way turned down. Omerange. Yeah, it is like a public self-help group. So it sounds a little too goofy for me. actually kind of like that now. Ah, the Mavis once again just sounds so good. All right, so let's record it over here. We got this set up and this set up. Playing with the wave folder as I recorded. Okay, let's just go ahead and save the recording. Assign it to yourself. Okay, we're done. Let's go ahead and put down a playback trigger. And let's just hear it without this. I'm digging that. It's kind of like this, it's a weird groove. I like the plucks that the Mavis gave us. My OP-1's got a stuck note. It's not even doing anything over MIDI. Classic. That is outside my house. Let's see, the attack on that's a little long. What we want is a different LFO. Want value. Oh no, we want the tremolo LFO. Oh, back here. Do we have anything on here? No, we don't need that. So let's go ahead and re-record it. We'll do, and we can just re-pitch the note afterwards. Maybe we want some different sounds, actually. Let me close this window. Not sure what kind of insanity is going on out there, but it's whack. And I've had it. I have to turn this Octatrack on and off again because all the scenes quit working. Which is a thing. Doesn't the painter's tape leave any glue residue? Yes, it does. I have glue residue right here, because it said pump there, but that tape got so messed up that... Super weird. Back to pattern 1. Oh, I know what happened. Such a space cadet. Accidentally muted scene B. I always just forget that that's the thing. Make this duck. Association removed. Let's get this sample out of here. Wait. Oh. I actually am in favor of this so far, of all the things that we've done in the last 2 hours. It's just really simple, but still like enough melody in it to keep me entertained. What? I just want that simple sound right there. It sounds nice. I guess I could just record just one little pluck of it. And then just go in here. And turn that off. Microtime this over like this. What the? Let's see what kind of performance. Whoa, bring that back. this one with the chords? Yeah. Part 1, cool. So now we can go to pattern, let's copy this pattern, go to pattern 2, paste it. Wow, that sound is obnoxious. Okay, we've been doing this for over 2 hours, and it's so good to... Hold on a second, let me close this door. It's wonderful to be back and playing with my Elektron gear on Elektron Talks, and I do plan on continuing to do this, once again, hopefully every Sunday, maybe in the evening, and... we'll see. I don't always do the sampling sessions with like my modular system. I do like this at the very end here. This is probably my favorite little piece that I came up with. I like this kind of like minimal style of music. It's just nice to listen to and just play around with some repitching and some really basic effects. It takes advantage of this wonderful Moog Mavis, which just sounds so good being processed on the modular system. But hopefully we'll do this again next week, and we'll be playing with the Octatrack, Digitak, Digatone, and Syntact, diving into the new Syntact synth engines, writing some music with all 4 of those boxes, which is my favorite thing to do, playing with the performance template, and talking about production workflow. So, super good to be back, hanging out with everybody. We got to hear a bunch of goofy sounds, playing with the Metropolix, which I'm still getting to know. I don't know the Metropolix very well. I need to dive into it and get the manual out, such as you should do with everything that you buy. Read your manuals. And again, yes, for those who are tuning in, we will be giving away a brand new Siren oscillator. This is the last one currently that's brand new that you can buy. And I have it right here. And the developer gave it to me to give away to somebody, to give away to anybody as a gift, or the developer gave it to me as a gift to give away for helping them get their module out into the public and getting them all sold for them, because they are all gone now, except for this one. However, I have heard that the dev, the anonymous developer, the mysterious developer, does plan on making, I think, like 5 more units, which I might be selling in the Modbang store. If you're not familiar with Modbang, it is my cable company. I was reaching for a cable, but these cables, right here. These wonderful cables, these are Modbang cables. They glow in the dark, and I have also just recently completely redesigned them. And they're on their way here from the manufacturer where I have them made. And those will be up in my store soon. And they're super dope. They're really thin. So they're more like, the right angle is more like tendrils right angles now. So actually a little thinner than tendrils. Because why make a thin right angle cable that's not as thin, at least, as the tendril cables. So if you're interested in their cables, but also like glow in the dark, that sounds like I'm trying to rip them off. I'm not. I really wanted just to have right angle cables that would fit in my system, and my old version of my cables just wasn't good enough. So I kind of used a bit of the idea that Tendrils has to develop my own cables, but they're a little bit thinner. So look forward to those. But also just the regular straight cables, I've made them super thin, and they're really cool. They look awesome. They have the Modbang logo on them. I'm really excited about it. So look forward to that. I'll be alerting people when they come out. And then also look forward to the community tab on YouTube to see when I will be doing the giveaway for the Siren, probably on stream, maybe next weekend. Maybe I'll make a contest out of it, I don't know. But if I do it on stream, it'll just be for folks who show up to the stream, and we'll do a raffle by the end of the stream and give it away. But I would like to make a big deal out of it because I know a lot of people want to get their hands on this Siren, so maybe we'll just gather as many audience members as we possibly can and have some fun with it. And probably do a stream with it, maybe sample it into Digitact or Octatrack or something like that. I'm rambling. Everybody, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to let this little intro play out, and I'm going to go and make some lunch, walk the dog, and hang out with my my fiance. I'll see y'all later.